Welcome to this first episode of That's a Wrap here on the CineCloud channel. I'm so excited for this. This is the start of the journey, the first official job that we did as CineCloud. It's with the biggest drone we had at the time, filming this epic house. You're gonna love it. So here we are, job number one, and this was a good one to start with and challenging actually. So this was back in 2016, this is February 2016. We got this job because at the time I was down near Bournemouth studying at university, and me and my friend Aaron were practicing out in a car park. We'd called Bournemouth Air Traffic Control and told them what we were doing, where we were flying.
Hi there. Can I get permission to fly my drone, please?
No.
Flying out of this car park with the S1000 massive octocopter thing, and then this guy just comes up to us. This gentleman tells us that he's trying to sell his house. He's interested in this tech. Obviously barely anyone has seen anything like this at the time. This flying monstrosity in the sky making such a loud noise, two of us there controlling it, having a good time, and he wanted to know what was going on. So he had loads of questions about the drone and what it could do, if it could take pictures and video, and then he said, oh, you know, I'm trying to sell my house at the moment, would you be up for coming to take some pictures and videos? Of course, we were completely up for it. I handed over a business card. We discussed over email their availability, sorted out a budget as well for the first time. Not my first paid job, but it was still nerve-wracking for the first time putting CineCloud on the invoice. Now this job was obviously direct to the customer. He was trying to show off this house within all of these like beautiful grounds. The gardens were huge, expansive. They had like a woodland area. It looked epic. But from the ground photos, you just couldn't really show off how epic it was. So of course we offered the drones as a solution for this. Photos for their brochure which they were putting together for this, and then videos as a promo that the estate agents and the homeowner themselves could use to promote and send to people who were coming around for viewings. So this job I'm going to show you on the map here was in nearish Bournemouth. I'm going to say it's around here, around in the Ringwood area. Things have changed since 6 years ago regarding airspace and flight restriction zones, but at the time it was, if you're within their airspace, then it's like a courtesy call to let them know what you're doing. So we decided to give them a call and let them know what we're up to. So as you can see, this area is within their flight, actually not the flight restriction zone, but their control zone, so we're well in the right there to give them a call, and they were happy to hear what we were up to. They weren't usually getting many calls about drones 6 years ago. I imagine now they're probably inundated with people flying in the area. So we flew the DJI S1000, which is an octocopter. It's dual person operated, so I was flying it. My colleague Pete was on the camera. I had no idea how to expose a camera properly or anything like that, so Pete came in, helped me with that, and taught me all of his wisdom and experience at the time. So on the day we travelled from just north of London near our base, travelled down there to shoot. And being completely honest with you, because during this whole series we're going to have to be completely honest, there's going to be some highs and lows and embarrassing things that have happened. Fairly young at the time, inexperienced, and my dad had actually helped me a lot with setting up the business, and he ended up coming on the shoot with us as well. So it was my dad, Pete and myself there to shoot this guy's house. Dad pretty much handled the client, and Pete and I could just crack on trying to work out how we were going to film this house, because we'd never done it before, and how we were going to make it look best in the lighting situations and in the environment that we were presented with on the day. A couple of challenges on the day. The client really wanted to show off this front driveway flying in towards the house. However, the driveway has like this canopy of trees over it, you know, perfectly ideal for drones, of course. So we ended up timing opening this gate and flying the drone through. We tried it on a gimbal to start with, I think just like holding the drone and walking it through, but you could see the footsteps. So instead, you'll see here on the shot, we fly in as the gates open down this driveway, flying the drone extremely low. I don't think I have a behind the scenes here because I was just pooping my pants, quite frankly, flying this super expensive new equipment around. And thankfully though, we nailed the shot. Thankfully, the weather turned out for us, it was great, beautiful sunshine. It's a nice time of year to shoot as well. However, as you can see on some of these shots, we were either under or overexposed. One drawback with the S1000 system that we had set up was that you had to set the exposure before you took off. So if the sun then came out or the clouds came in and the exposure changed, the shot was effectively ruined, or you'd have to try and save it in post, and there's only so much you can do. And here we go, some overview shots of the property. I've got like all the woodland there, road nearby, all of these like mature trees, gorgeous garden, beautiful house. You're never going to get this perspective any other way, and this is obviously a lot cheaper than a helicopter, or you wouldn't get the same with a cherry picker or something. So a very unique solution to this, but overall super happy with the images and videos which we captured for them. And then it came to the output and putting this together. So we edited together a piece for this of all the best clips that we found. And typically, even 6 years ago or something, we'd either upload it to YouTube or send them as like a private link, or send them the clip so that they can upload it to the website or anything like this. This client wanted the video on a Blu-ray DVD. Yeah. So I'd never written to a disc or anything. It probably shows my age that I don't even know what the word is, burned a disc, that's what it is. So I literally had to buy Blu-ray discs, like a reader and a burner, and try and output these videos into a format that could fit onto a Blu-ray disc, and it was difficult. It was difficult. Now we have like 200 Blu-ray discs ready to go when anybody else wanted some. On receiving the footage, we did receive positive feedback from the client, which was super good for our first job. And thankfully, so were the estate agents as well, and they could get to work with broadcasting this video to as many people as possible. Here's some of the render, the final render which came out from this. So you see like starting off down the driveway, coming in around the tops of the houses, coming in from various parts to try and show off different angles. This shot I really like, coming low across the grass. Doesn't have to be high always with drones, but adding a different perspective again, which I think just shows how grand this house is. Some nice interesting shots with some foreground. Oh, here we go, yeah. And flying out over the end. Didn't plan that there was going to be a car there, but it just worked out perfectly that there was. So the final outcome of the video, and the whole point of us providing this solution to this client, was to try and help sell the house. Now, the videos and pictures did give them more viewings and help the estate agents show off the property against others that were in the area. However, the client decided to take the house off the market, and funnily enough, they might be making a return in a later video soon. Biggest learnings from this shoot. I think in hindsight, having my dad there to deal with the client was actually a lot more helpful, and even today we try and put that in process. Not my dad coming on every single shoot we go on, but someone there to deal with the client. I think also the way that we got the client, I think naturally when you go into business you just think like networking, talking to as many people as you can, but this was complete by chance. We were flying out from a public car park and we just made the right conversation, and obviously made the right impression in that first instance that he could trust us with his budget to make this film for him. And I think episode 1, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I can't believe you made it to the end of our first episode. When this is the first one, it's probably the worst one that we're ever going to do. Thank you for watching. Next time we are at Silverstone, the Grand Prix circuit for Porsche with the Muscle Health Foundation. I cannot wait to tell you about that one. It's a super exciting one. I hope you can come along for the ride. Leave your comments down below. Tell me maybe a story about your first job, what did go well and what didn't go well. And I look forward to talking to you guys in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and for the first job ever, I did have to question myself and say to myself, I can't believe that this is my job. We're gonna look back from like job 300 and something and be like, what on earth are we doing? We've got to start somewhere. Okay. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, that was nice.
That's a wrap!
Woo!
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Alright.